Welcome to another edition of the channel's Mailbag. So what is Mailbag? Well, Mailbag is the part of the channel that you guys actually control. It's based on comments, questions, general feedback that you guys leave either on the YouTube channel, the website, or through one of my social media feeds. Mailbag contains what I think the answer is, what I think my view of the comment is, or sometimes, I just throw it out to the wider audience and say, what do you guys think? That's what Mailbag is. So let's get in to the first mailbag of this session. Remember, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Go over to Instagram and follow me there. Go over to Facebook, follow me there. That's where the normal notices are. And consider becoming a Patreon. Next common question comes from XP50 Player. And this was in response to obsolete Roland sounds starting Roland TR8 in a weird mode. A mailbag I did in May 2025. And XP50 writes, I would like to see the Roland Cloud VST produced for their vintage samplers, even though some of those sounds are represented in subsequent products. They're optimized to share a small ROM size with hundreds of other sounds, so you don't have the same number of multi-samples, velocity layers, or possible resolutions. NI Contact used to be able to import Roland samples libraries that were available online, but as of version 6 this functionality has been removed. Now I think that is an absolute jolly good idea, but there's no indication from Roland what actually they're working on and what might be the next Roland Cloud VST instrument or VST environment. But what I didn't know is that Native have taken away that feature from Contact, which probably a lot of people were using, I suspect. This question comes from Richard Smith, and Richard writes, in respect to video 2, how to restore the Roland D-70 using SYSEX, a video I did in April 2021. Hi, trying to do this on my D-70, no luck. Everything is set up per the instructions, cable is good quality, USB MIDI in, out, D-70 is okay, tried 2 different laptops, tried the cable and laptop into my D-50, fine, into a U20, bit of a faff but fine. Transfer from MIDI OX starts, then the D70 screen just errors. MIDI transmit error, exit, try different speeds, nope. Out of ideas really. Any clues what could be the problem? And first of all, if you've done all those steps, then I commend you because you've done a pretty good job of eliminating the hardware side of the transfer mechanism. I therefore would be inclined to look at the SYSEX file that you're trying to load onto the Roland D-70. First of all, where did you get it from? Because you didn't get it from me, and I know mine works. There are a number of D-70 SYSEX files floating around on the internet, and I know from other users who've gone and got these files from the internet that they obviously came from one source and have been copied and copied and copied, which is the way of the internet. And the one that was originally uploaded was corrupt, and so all the others are corrupt. Now, that's just the nature of the thing. As I say, I know you didn't get it from me because my Roland D-70 SYSEX comes from the engineer card, because I managed to get hold of a copy of the engineer card a few years back, which I then made a SYSEX file dump for. So I know mine is the original Roland D-70 factory restore. Now, on that point, and I'll make the actually I'll make the response, and then I'll tell you about the my policy on supplying you guys with SYSEX files. So anyway, he wrote back and said, I've managed to get it working. I used an old version of MIDI Quest. I think it was version 11, which I haven't used in years, and with a bit of messing and slowing it down, it worked fine. The file seemed okay for integrity, but I haven't gone through every patch or combi as of yet. One thing I did do was turn local on, which was a bit odd and still threw me for a bit. Still no lack with MIDI OX or any other MIDI SYSEX utilities though, yet those work with other simps. Bizarre, hey, cheers. Now I do find it a bit interesting and a bit weird, to be honest, that MIDI-OX isn't working because it's so simple that it should work with everything. This application is, to be honest, that generic that it's so generic, it's generic. So, you know, if it's unlikely to work with anything else, normally it will work with MIDI-OX. But, you know, getting it working with MIDI-Quest, the fact you got it working was a bonus. However, the local on isolates the local Roland D-70 keyboard from the synth engine. So perhaps the SYSEX file has this setting permanently set to local off, which would infer that actually the SYSEX file itself has been created from a D70 with local set to off. So this is an issue with the file and the person who originally created it, and my advice is to create a new SYSEX file with local on, so the next time you do it, it doesn't fail. Now, I did say, I'd go back and say about my policy on SYSEX files. Okay, I am perfectly happy to supply you guys with SYSEX files for any of the equipment I've got, which is the factory reset SYSEX. Okay, make that clear. However, and I make no bones about saying this channel costs an amount of money to run every year, so therefore I don't do it for free. I do it for a donation to the running costs of the channel. So if you want a SYSEX file from me, it's a $10 donation to me. You will find the PayPal account details on the YouTube channel, or you can DM me and I will give you the PayPal channel, the PayPal details, and then you can effectively donate $10 to the channel, and I will send you by return the relevant SYSEX file.